are you guys? Tony, Health Coach Tony here. I am really excited about today's video. This is a big topic. I think a lot of people are interested in this topic, and I'm really excited to hash out almost like a diet wars a little bit on today's video. So let's jump right into this. I'm super pumped for this. What we're gonna be talking about today, guys, is a whole foods plant-based diet versus a keto diet. All right, and I was gonna say vegan versus keto, but I'm actually gonna give you a little more detail on that, because a vegan diet may not necessarily be the most healthy. All right, so we're gonna jump into all this though, and I wanna give you the benefits of each and the drawbacks to each diet, because I've been thinking through this in my head a little bit before I went live here, and if you catch us on the replay, I want you to get all the information about each diet in their own segments so that it's easier to rewind and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just break each diet down and give you all the details on them, okay? I hope that sounds good, and let's get rocking, all right, guys? So we're gonna start with the keto diet, okay? So keto has gotten a ton of publicity in the past couple years. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities are jumping on it and stuff like that. So the keto diet, if you don't know what it is, it's the ketogenic diet, which essentially gets your body into fat burning mode, all right? It burns your stored body fat for energy, ketones, okay? Instead of glucose. So glucose is our body's natural form of energy. Okay, it's basically sugar that's broken down from our food. That's normally what our body uses for energy, okay? The ketogenic diet though, that actually shifts you away from using glucose, and it actually produces ketones when it breaks down your stored body fat, okay? So hopefully that's clear. If you have any questions on that, let me know. But basically the keto diet is a very high fat, medium protein, and a low carb diet. Low to virtually no carbs, very, very little carbs on this diet. Because when you drop your carb intake below 30 to 50 grams, is when you enter into that state actually where your body's like, okay, I'm not getting any carbs, I'm gonna start using ketones and producing those for energy. All right, so really the biggest benefit to keto is that you can reduce obesity. All right, it literally burns your stored body fat. And I know a handful of people who have really lost significant amount of weight on this diet. So stay with me though, because I wanna give you all the drawbacks that you may not be aware of to this diet, all right? And this page here is all about longevity of health. All right, guys, I don't want to give you a short-term solution that, you drop 50 or 100 pounds and then you gain it all back. What I want for you is longevity of health. I want you to live in your body and love your body with endless energy and just flourish in life, okay? That's why I feel like we are supposed to be flourishing, and we're very far from that in the world right now, and I'm trying to help change that, all right? So the drawbacks to keto, okay? So yes, you can drop a ton of weight, and I actually know a handful of people who've done that. Though a handful of those people though gain the weight back, all right? So here's the problem, guys. So I'm gonna break down all the drawbacks to keto. It's a difficult thing to give up carbs, all right? Yes, there are a lot of makeshift foods that people are coming out with for certain desserts and stuff, like keto cookies and cakes and all this stuff, but they're not natural. Like, it's not a natural food still. And we're gonna get into this at the very end, so stay with me. This is gonna be a little bit of a longer live, so stay with me. But basically, keto is linked to all sorts of issues. All right, so let me first tell you how keto came about. All right, keto was actually created. This diet was created to help with seizures in Alzheimer's disease patients. All right, so basically in those patients, their brain doesn't use glucose the way a healthy brain does. All right, so there's an issue with the way it processes glucose. So the ketogenic diet was developed to actually combat that, to shift your body into using ketones instead of glucose, to be able to function properly and reduce the seizures and reduce Alzheimer's. So here's the problem though, guys, is ketones can only provide 75% energy for your brain. All right, and your brain to fully function needs 100% energy and therefore it needs to get glucose from it needs glucose. Your brain needs glucose. This is the fundamental fact, okay? So your body, when you're in a ketogenic diet, your body still needs to get glucose to its brain. And if you're eating no carbs, it's actually very, very difficult for your body to produce the glucose it needs for your brain. So long-term health-wise, there have actually been links to early onset dementia and Alzheimer's with a long-term ketogenic diet, all right? A lot of health people are not telling you this, all right? And this is a very big deal to me. I want long-term health and success for you guys, all right? So really, this is one of the biggest issues with the diet, is it affects your brain long-term. Okay, so if you're on a ketogenic diet, I want you to be aware of that, and I want you to know that your body actually needs glucose to survive long-term. Okay, your brain needs it. All right, and not to mention your red blood cells, other areas in your body need glucose to perform their functions properly. All right, so that's reason number one, drawback number one, I should say. Drawback number two is there's still high blood pressure, and cholesterol is still an issue even on this diet. There's a higher risk of heart attack and heart disease still on this diet. And the lack of fiber on the diet, if you're not eating really like a lot of vegetables on the diet, and you're just eating mainly protein and very high fat and high protein, the lack of fiber actually causes a lot of issues with digestion. And you may even have experienced this if you've tried the diet, a lot of diarrhea and issues with just bowel movements as well. All right, so there's quite a bit of drawbacks actually to the ketogenic diet. However, yes, the one benefit is yes, you can get your body into fat burning mode, and it can help you reduce your body fat. However, long term, if you go to shift back to carbs, I've known a lot of people who have gained the weight right back. All right, so let's shift gears over to a whole foods plant-based diet. It's actually the diet that I'm on, and I love, and I'm flourishing on it. And I know it may not be for everybody, but I want to give you the benefits of the diet and the drawbacks to this diet. And then really all I'm trying to do, guys, is educate you so that you can make a logical decision to what's best for you, okay? So stay with me, and again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. So the benefits of a whole foods plant-based diet is it's a high carb, low fat, and low protein diet. Okay, so it's mainly carbohydrates. Around 70 to 80% of your diet is carbohydrates from fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and beans and legumes, okay? And the benefits to this diet is you have an abundance of energy from your carbs, all right? And that is our main source, our natural source for our body. And again, if you have Alzheimer's or you suffer from seizures, your brain may not utilize glucose optimally. So that's why keto was developed. And so for those folks that are out there with those issues, you may not flourish on a whole foods plant-based diet because it mainly is using glucose, okay? But stay with me. Most everybody else will flourish on this. It basically is an anti-inflammatory diet. It reduces and a lot of times reverses heart disease and risk of heart attacks, high cholesterol. There is no cholesterol on this diet, actually. Cholesterol is only a product in animals. All right, so meat and dairy are the only foods that contain cholesterol. So if you're not consuming those foods, you drastically lower your cholesterol. All right, high blood pressure reduces high blood pressure. Type 2 diabetes, it reverses type 2 diabetes, and it reduces and reverses obesity. Okay, so it's very low in calories, so you drop a lot of weight really quickly. In fact, compared to keto, it's very comparable. All right, so those are the benefits of the whole foods plant-based diet. So if you are a vegan and you are not consuming whole foods, but you're mainly consuming processed foods, those are actually higher in fat and in calories, and therefore it may not be an optimal diet as well. So although vegan diets can be beneficial because you're avoiding the meat and dairy, you still may be getting a lot of the processed junk food essentially, and it may still not be optimal. So I am promoting basically a whole foods plant-based diet on this page, because to me that is the king of diets. All right, and the only real drawback to the diet, there's two, is you don't get vitamin B12. Okay, vitamin B12 is usually from an animal product. All right, but however, you can get a vitamin that has vitamin B12 easily enough, and a lot of foods are fortified actually with vitamin B12 to avoid that as being a major issue in your life. So that and vitamin D, but vitamin D you get from the sun, so that's not really that big of a deal. And really, the second drawback to a whole foods plant-based diet is just really convenience, you guys. It's just meal prepping. However, what I want to share with you at the very end of this video here is we should be prioritizing our health anyways. Therefore, you should be giving some time to meal prepping and focusing on your food and your health every day, right? So a lot of times we get caught up on just getting to work on time and, all the things that we've got going on. If you've got kids, you get caught up with your kids and everything going on with them, and you tend to deprioritize your own health. But in reality, your own health should be priority number one, because without it, you cannot do anything else. And not to mention, you don't do everything else to its best ability. All right, so really doesn't matter which diet you're gonna choose here, because both do have benefits to losing weight. And really, the ketogenic diet, if you're eating a lot of vegetables and they're really whole sources of foods that you're eating, mostly whole foods and not processed garbage, then you can see health benefits as well. But a lot of people just jump on it and are still continuing to eat kind of processed versions of the food. And it's just that's not beneficial. So the foundational message to take away here is that any whole food is better for your body than processed foods, okay? So whether you are plant-based or whether you are still eating animal products, the whole food version of those diets is way, way better than the processed food version. All right, I hope that was clear. I love this stuff, so I've got a ton of information I'd like to share. But if it wasn't clear, let me know. Drop me a message, drop me a comment below, and definitely that's what I'm all about here. And education on diets is the key. Find out what works for your body. Either way, yes, yeah, Mark, totally, man, yeah. And honestly, yeah, listen to your body. And if you don't respond well eating a specific food, try a different food. Start to prioritize and focus your energy on your body, and you'll start to discover what is working for you and what's not, okay? So really, that's the debate that I wanted to hash out. There's a lot of drawbacks that people are not aware of to the ketogenic diet, and there's just a lot of misconceptions out there that I hope I was able to help clear up some of them on today's live here. But anyways, if you like this information, if it's valuable to you, please like this video. I really appreciate it. If you like it, Facebook shows it to more people, so that would be awesome. I appreciate that. And I just appreciate you guys' support.